Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have Zerify Inc. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol ZRFY, formerly StrikeForce Technologies, and it helps prevent cyber theft and data security breaches for consumers, corporations, and government agencies, and is focused on secure video conferencing solutions. Please welcome its CEO, Mark Kay. Welcome back, Mark. How you doing today?
Thank you, Anna. I'm doing very well. It's a gorgeous day in the 50s. Sun's out, so it couldn't be any better.
Sorry to hear about the Phillies, but at least they got to the World Series this year.
Exactly. They weren't supposed to even get that far, so come on. They still did great. They still did great.
And you've got good news to share. So, Mark, the floor is yours. Take it away, and I'll come back for questions.
All right, Anna. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, thank you, and I appreciate being here. So let me talk through what Zerify is all about and where we're going. And we are going in a very interesting place for 23 for sure. Let me get started. This is obviously our first presentation. You have the QR code in the bottom right. And of course, I have to have my forward-looking statement. Otherwise, my accountants wouldn't be allowed to be on here and my lawyer wouldn't be part of it. So I'm now legal. You now read the whole thing, of course, and we'll move on. So what is Zerify? Zerify is the name of the old, formerly StrikeForce Technologies, which help prevent cyber theft and data security breaches for consumers, corporations, and government agencies, and when using video conferencing. So we took all of our products and we moved them towards a video conferencing platform because we feel the future for technology is in video conferencing. And keep in mind, we're a cybersecurity company. We always were and we always will be. And now we're mainly focused on video conferencing, and we have a very secure platform. We also provide two-factor out-of-band authentication, which many people may not know what that means. It means you're using two methods of getting into your transaction. Most of the banks use an out-of-band method these days, including Microsoft and others. Right, so we use two-factor authentication and we use keystroke encryption, which protects you when you have keystrokes. Most people don't understand when you type on your keyboard, your keystrokes can be stolen easily. And there are all kinds of examples of how that happens. And we actually have products that prevent them from stealing your keystrokes. And that's one of our better sellers. So our cybersecurity solutions, we've been around for 20 plus years. Since 2005, we've been a public company. So let's be clear on that. In 2022, we integrated many of our previous cybersecurity solutions into the video conferencing platforms I just said. And we rebranded the company Zerify. We worked on Zerify, our new name, since September of last year. It took us a very long time to come up with the name Zerify. We feel it's snappy, it's quick, and it means, verify with Zerify. We're inventors of numerous cybersecurity solutions. Our Protect ID is our out-of-band authentication product. We actually were the first to come out with out-of-band authentication in the marketplace in the early 2000s. We have keystroke encryption as our guarded ID product, which we still sell and have sold over 1 million copies of it. And Safety Chat, which is our video conferencing product called, Safety Chat, which is now called Zerify Meet, and Privacy Lock, which is our endpoint security solution, which is now called Zerify Defender, which are two great products, which we'll talk about. Past customers we've worked with, Trend Micro, Comcast, Homeland Security, Morgan Stanley, and many different banks and retail companies. So investment highlights, of course, there's a view of our stock symbol and where we are today in the marketplace. We're definitely below a penny, but we feel very strong about getting above penny in the near term. Our global video conferencing marketplace has experienced extraordinary growth. We're expected to exceed over 60 billion by 2026, and by now with numbers over 80 billion, to be honest. So definitely video conferencing is becoming the product of the future. And don't forget, we got into video conferencing before the pandemic even started, and we felt that's a great way to express our products into the marketplace. Approximately 50% of the world's employees are expected to be using video conferencing on a daily basis by 2030. You can't have a meeting today without talking and seeing the people you're meeting with and talking to. We use Zerify Meet every single day. 46% of video conferencing users expect to switch to a different video conferencing platform in the next 12 months. That was a report by Al, right? Cybersecurity spending is skyrocketing. It's supposed to reach $133 billion by next year. It's already reaching that number this year. So definitely, Zerify Meet, video conferencing, secure video conferencing is definitely the product of the future, which is now. We have substantial advantage over all other companies. Don't forget, we're using 3 of our existing cybersecurity products. We definitely have Protect Ideas, our authentication product. So we have a video conferencing platform sitting in the cloud. Next to it is our Protect ID platform that does authentication that we've been using since 2008 about. And then we have Zerify Defender, which again secures the majority of your computer, and you can actually buy Zerify Defender separately, right? So it's a substantial advantage over our competitors. We're utilizing, again, all 3 products, not just one, and we have many products integrated into the platform. An overview is definitely, since the pandemic started, after we built actually the large part of Zerify Meet, right? The world has now become a remote and hybrid society, conducting daily business in a new and collaborative way through the use of video conferencing tools. And now there are more and more tools every day in the marketplace as well. But we are the only secure video conferencing product. And I'll talk about how we actually can use the product in a non-secure way for those of you that are interested, which is new with us. In January 21, the analyst group Ace Navarca published its top 10 trends in cybersecurity. One of those trends was need more collaborative tools. So we definitely are building collaborative tools as well in the marketplace. We are very secure, and we definitely are a favorite of Ace Navarca. We've seized the opportunity to build the industry-only zero-trust, purpose-built suite of secure video conferencing tools. So we are a zero-trust platform. That doesn't mean you can't trust us. It means quite the opposite. It means that we won't allow anybody to come on. If you want to have a private meeting, we won't allow anybody to come on that is not minimally authenticated. And we allow many methods of authentication. And these are all from our products that we built over the many, many years ago. So we allow, everyone to be authenticated in a simple manner as well. But it's like OTP, but we also a one-time password, but we also can authenticate people via push transaction, which is using out-of-band methods, a phone call to your cell phone at the same time. We allow fingerprint, we allow facial recognition, depending on the level of your private call you're going to have and you want to have. The person setting up the meeting is responsible for deciding the level of authentication they require. And the good news is now they can require no authentication. There is that capability for people that don't want a secure meeting, don't need a secure meeting, and want to allow anybody and everybody into the market from the marketplace. You can now, in the near future, set up a public meeting, and that's a new feature of our product as well. Existing video conferencing solutions, again, were designed allow to people to see and hear each other. Again, we have 3 modules. Remember, Teams, all the other products, WebEx, all of them have one method, and that really is seeing and hearing the people, right? We see and hear the people, but we also can authenticate them at the same time as part of the product, right? Zoom and none of the others can do that. Our hackers exploit video conferencing services, right, to steal corporate data, employee data, healthcare data, financial data, intellectual property. You can be extremely secure if you want it to be. So if you want simple authentication, you let it default to an OTP, one-time password. Therefore, on a one-time password type call, if anybody gets a URL to come into the conference or sees and hears anything about the conference and wants to be part of it, but if your person setting up the meeting doesn't want them in, then they can't get in. You cannot pass your URL to others. They cannot become part of this conference unless you want them to unless you make it a public meeting, which you had to do in the beginning. Remember, you can now set up public meetings that are open to all, but you have to be sure that you want it to be public and realize that you're probably going to get hackers in there as well, right? So hackers can steal the login credentials. They can steal your private chat data, right? Hackers can easily turn on your cameras, your microphones, computer speakers. Don't forget, in our Zerify Meet, your cameras are authentic, are definitely secure. Your audio is secure. All those pieces are secure, and there's no other product in the marketplace, not even a PC product that actually does all that for you. And it does it behind the scenes. If you sometimes get an application on your computer that actually wants to see you and wants to hear you, you can buy Zerify Defender, which is a separate product that will prevent any application from your computer to actually get through those capabilities. So in other words, video conferencing is definitely under attack. This is in the healthcare business. These are copies of articles that have come out over the past couple of years. Hackers are spreading Trojan malware in team chats, video conferencing, the next hacking target, cyber vulnerabilities, threatening telehealth solutions. We do not allow anyone to come in. Keep in mind, like Sarah Palin had in her Zoom call not too long ago, people signed up because anybody can sign in with the URL. Anybody can get in. And they did some, let's say, nasty things while she was on the call with some important people. But Zoom bombing is a very typical thing that's out there in the marketplace. I'm sure most of you have heard about it by now, where anybody can come on to their video conference, right? They just get a copy of the URL and they're in. With this product, unless you make it a public meeting, which you have to want to do, you cannot have that happen, which is very, very important. And at the same time, by the way, the pricing of our product is cheaper, if not the same, as Zoom, WebEx, and Teams, the same capabilities. So we went ahead, we started obviously hiring a lot of salespeople. Then we learned that we really couldn't hire enough salespeople to get enough clients because the price, again, of the product is $14.95 for one. And you could have a meeting for up to 1,000 people or so if you want to. So we ended up having to go and get a channel development company, and we hired Vation Ventures. We hired them last month in October, right? They are well known as the best company to help you get distributors and resellers on your sales team. Right? They have decades of experience. They're running world-class channel programs. They have done programs for Cisco, for Zoom. They are currently running programs for Google and Ericsson and many other companies looking to, again, grow their and added resellers. They deliver over the next 12 months. They're expecting to deliver over 3 to 5 strategic distributors. Strategic distributors equal about 1,000 clients at the end of the day. 15 to 25 reseller partners they'll be introducing to us, and these are top-notch resellers. So we definitely see a future there. And if you want, you can actually hire their own staff to work for you as part of your staff. We see this as a huge benefit of moving forward, and we are really looking forward to working with them continually. Matter of fact, they're already having us talk to 1 or 2 strategic distributors right now, not right this minute, but obviously today. We then decided another way of gaining more sales is let's do a survey. Let's find out what people are really thinking. So we did a survey, which is about 8 pages of these graphs, but I only provided 2. We had a company that got 1,000 worldwide companies, global companies involved. We're looking for the small to medium-sized companies, 1,000 to 5,000 employees. We got 20% higher than that because we felt they'll be interesting as well. But the majority of them, 54%, are at the 1,000 to 5,000. And the people that this company only goes after are the C-level and directors. They got 84% of those people are part of this survey. So we felt that would be interesting. And lo and behold, the summary of the results is very, very good. I mean, if your video conferencing solution was breached, do you believe attackers could steal intellectual property, sensitive company data, and or trade secrets? 84% said yes. So they're aware of this data being stolen, of hackers coming in. And you don't understand. Hackers can get into your computer in so many different ways. It's sad how they do it. And they could turn on your camera without you knowing it. They could definitely steal data from your computer. Once they're in your computer, especially if it's a company computer, they can get into your company as well. If you could cost effectively enhance the security of your existing video conference, would you want to know about it? Otherwise, do you want to know that there's zero trust? 98%, 97.7% of everybody, of those 1,000 companies, of those C-levels said yes. So we just need you all to get out there, buy the product, let everybody know that Zerify Meet does exist. It does provide all this capability. So what is the product? Zerify Meet, again, is a standalone conferencing platform. It's zero trust architecture. When we said everyone coming into this platform in a private meeting must be authenticated. They cannot come in otherwise. You cannot give that URL to anybody else. We'll repeat that again. You cannot give your URL to somebody else and have them come into your conference. It can't happen. That's why it's so secure. You have flexible deployment. You have standard, your premium versions, support desktop and browser. This is not a application that runs on your computer. This is part of the browser. So whether it does on your computer, it runs very, very smoothly. And it also runs on all Apple and Android mobile devices, right? It's for $14.95 a month, which again, we believe is less expensive or equal to Zoom, WebEx, and Teams. Zerify Defender is another product. This is a great product. Most people don't know it exists. Again, Zerify Defender not only prevents people from getting into your conference, but Zerify Defender runs on your computer. So it runs against every application on your computer. So it actually adds more security to Zoom, Teams, WebEx, and all the other applications that run on your computer. Any single video conferencing tool you would ever use, it protects them all from, again, camera and microphone, speakers and keyboard, clipboard, screen scraping. So it's a great tool that runs on your computer no matter what tool you use. If you don't want to bother with Zerify Meet, which of course would be a shame because it's the only authentication product out there, but it will protect Zoom, Teams, and WebEx and all the other products. So it's a great product. It only sells for $4 a month, right? And $49.95 a year, and you could always get a discount price, I'm sure. And Zerify API, again, is a third product. So we have three major products. Zerify API, it embeds secure video conferencing into existing applications. So you can run it in your CRM or your ERP or into any legacy applications. It generates revenue streams. It's encrypting audio and video. So Zerify API means you can have this conference call or any conference call using Zerify Meet, of course, come up automatically when you run your computer. This is bought by, yes, there are companies that would buy this, a lot of them actually. It should be a retail company that presents many different applications. So we do have PushForce, which I've said about a year ago, actually. But PushForce is on board, did buy it, is going live, and I'll tell you in a few slides. Standard authentication of standards. I don't have any authentication, but standard things such as passwords and passcode OTP and encrypted audio and video. None of them have authentication. None of them have any of the tools and capabilities of our Zerify Defender. Those are tools which had all these capabilities to the product, to your capability, and only for $4 a month. It's a great tool, great product. You can buy it actually on our own website, on zerify.me. You can buy either product out there. Two major analyst groups, by the way, just published research reports about Zerify Meet. Ate Navarca, as I mentioned earlier before, and also Forrester. And Forrester, again, they had a second quarter communications list of 25, the top 25 secure communication providers, and Zerify was one of them. And because Zerify Meet is out there, it adds tremendous security, as well as we're the only cybersecurity company that is on their 25 top secure communication platform. So we definitely were listed by Forrester in the marketplace. They're a worldwide firm, and we are definitely out there to be one of the major secure secure video conferencing solutions. Corporate assets, I'm not going to read through all this with you. You can see what we have. We have 3 U.S. patents for keystroke encryption. Again, that's for selling for guarded ID. Guarded ID can be bought through us. And we also have a blockchain technology patent, one U.S. blockchain defender patent, which is also issued for authenticating transaction into a blockchain. It's not a hot topic right now, but it is a great product and excellent sales. And then we also do have, by the way, an international patent for mobile keystroke encryption. So we still have 5 patents overall. And then we have one of our subsidiaries, Cybersecurity Risk Solutions, Inc., 3-year exclusive deals selling Dyna-Risk solutions in North America. They're expected to have some big sales in the near future. So let me walk you through a corporate update, because this is totally new, of course. PushForce relationship is about to accelerate, finally. They're going live by February 2023. By next February, they will be live. They're going to gain a lot of traction with their top clients. And yes, they do have a top client as well, right? And definitely we see them in the Fortune 500 list. So they are, and we don't know exactly where they are in that list, so I'm not sure exactly what they have, but they will be one of their first clients, and they will be growing over time. They'll be starting slowly and growing into many different companies. And then we're going to be pushing also the API to many other reseller companies as well. Well, we are doing a Reg A, by the way. We started the Reg A financing. The price is 0.0228 a unit, 2 cents plus a unit. We're going to raise up to $5 million, up to, if we need it all. And currently we're seeking FINRA and SEC approval, which of course is the process everyone has to go through. And we're hopefully in the final stages. New clients, we're bringing on new clients. Again, through Vacation Ventures, we're going to bring in the majority of our channel partners, which will be resellers and distributors. We see this as a huge gain for us. And they provide us 3 to 5 strategic partners. These are very key partners, as well as 15 to 25 VARs. And we have other potential sales that are continually occurring, but they're small, but they keep coming in. And we have a very aggressive marketing plan. We have online, social media, podcasts, billboards, TV commercials, all of them starting to hit in the marketplace. We can never do enough marketing, enough planning. That's where we're spending a lot of our money as well. Our management team, I think you all know by now, I am the chairman and CEO. I come out of 25 to 26 years at JP Morgan as a managing director. I've been a heavy technician while I worked for them, developed many of the major products that they now have. I ran their Delaware site, which is where their technology is typically run from. Ram Pemaraju is a co-founder and CTO of the company. Right, he comes from Bell Labs and Belcore, and he's just a brilliant person. And he invented the majority of our patents as well and products. George Wallace, our co-founder and EVP. He's great about sales and marketing, and he's actually the key focus on how we got Ovation Ventures in here. And then Will Lynch is the director of our channel development. He's got an interesting year ahead of him because he will be managing Ovation Ventures, which we see a lot coming out of. A board of advisors, again, Steve Cooper is the chairman of our advisory board. He comes out of the government, lives in D.C. He worked for George Bush in the White House. He was the White House's first CIO ever. And then, of course, he ran Homeland Security, where we had a project going there with him, as well as American Red Cross. And he's just a great, smart person who understands the government and trying to get us involved. Sandra Schneider, 20-year information security industry veteran. She's the CEO of Security University, getting us involved and introducing us to key people. And then we have Howard Meadow, who, again, is a very strong salesperson. He worked for Modus for many, many years, got involved and became the key at many different places, mostly financial institutions, at the AI Group, Bank of America, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase, which is where him and I actually knew each other well, even though we went to the same school. We didn't know each other then, unfortunately, and T-Mobile and Charles Schwab. So he's on our board and helping us as well. So summary and takeaways. The summary is Zerify Me and Zerify Defender are two great products. And the API is a great opportunity for any company to get involved, especially if they want to increase sales and make it part of their applications as well. So we feel we have a great opportunity. 2023 is becoming a great year. We have a lot of sales developing into that year. We see major things happening. Besides PushForce, we have another major company that's coming on board in 2023. We can't talk much about it, but we feel that's going to be huge sales and could be close to $1 million just that one company. So we feel real good about that. And we have others. So we want to say thank you very much for listening. Thank you so much for coming into the Emerging Growth Conference. And I appreciate the time.
All right. Great job, Mark. We have a little bit of time for some questions. So talk about breakout rooms. Does Zerify provide that?
Yes. I actually forgot to mention that. Zerify now, actually right now, has breakout rooms in production, but we haven't explained to anybody how it works yet. We are actually working on a major marketing tool that we are developing. And it'll show you how breakout rooms work. And we wanted breakout rooms importantly because it's good for the education business, for the courts as well to be using. And once we get that on, well, it is on board, but once we get the videos in place, then it'll be seen through the Zerify Meet video conferencing capability. We will have the ability of using that and getting it out there and getting people to use Zerify with breakout rooms.
That sounds great. What about some other new features? Any other new features you want to tell us about?
Yeah, we've been working on quite a number of new features. We have another new feature that's coming out that we're in the final stages of, and all of these will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, we believe, or at least month. And then we will have phone capability, so you'll be able to call into a
He'll pop back on. It's just a technical difficulty, everyone. Happens to all of us.
But we feel it's important for us to have that feature.
All right, Mark, we did lose you for a second. Do you want to say that that last part one more time? There was a little glitch in the system.
Sure. Probably somebody doesn't want me to be heard. That's why. But anyway, I'm just joking. We have the phone capability. So if anybody wants to, they can call up, be part of the Zerify Meet video conference by calling into it. They don't have to be seen. They can just use the phone number and call in. And that's a feature that will be the only actual secure capability, the only secure phone capability that we will have, that you'll be able to call in and still be authenticated. Where none of the others who do have phone capabilities authenticate the people. We actually authenticate you through the phone service.
Great. Quick question from Amber S. She asks, there are lots of major cybersecurity companies out there. So what separates your product from the competition?
Well, again, we're the only cybersecurity company, the only one that has a video conferencing product, first of all. And we combined it with our cybersecurity company. So we're the only ones with the out-of-band authentication as part of the product. So we're therefore the only cybersecurity company with the secure video conferencing product that actually authenticates you while you're on the product itself. And that's a major difference,
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about growth. Herb Evans wants you to project what sales might be in 2023.
That's a great question. I purposely stayed away from it because whatever I say seems to never happen, and I apologize for that. But for instance, we're talking with one client right now that we feel very strongly that they alone will be close to reaching $1 million, not in 2023, but in a year from once they sign up, which they should be signing up by March or April. We feel that, and we're working with a couple other clients like that. So we do feel we'll be in a couple of millions at least, and maybe more. I don't know, maybe less. I really can't say any more than that.
Blake Wolf says, you mentioned some big companies you worked with in the past, like Morgan Stanley, Trend Micro, et cetera. Do you still work with them, and in what capacity?
We work with them with out-of-band authentication capability, and we work with Trend Micro with our keystroke encryption product. We don't work with them any longer. The keystroke encryption product that Trend Micro put out to all the users still use it a lot, but we don't work with those companies right now. They decided to go to bigger companies that have better financial situations, and that's what we're fighting back to get them.
And last question for you, Mark, from Leo Gruta. He wants guidance on Q3 and full year revenues. Can you talk a little bit about that, as well as new clients? Are there any new clients or contracts on the horizon that will grow future revenues?
We have a lot of new clients coming on board on a continual basis, like I had said. We're signing up several every week for sure, but none of them are that large. The large clients that we're dealing with that we know that we believe will be coming on board towards the end of this year. One of them would be a used client that will add revenues. Another one will be a used client that's going to take quite a number of months to come on board. So they probably won't be in full blast till April of next year and start maybe January, February. But we've been working with them for about a year. Another client that's pretty good size, we expect coming in February. But with the third quarter, I think is going to be an okay quarter, nothing special. It'll probably be about the same as the second quarter, but I don't know as of yet.
Okay. All right, Mark. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and please come back again. It's always nice to hear your updates.
All right. Thank you, and I appreciate the questions.
All right, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back.